relationship between Christians and the mainstream media has been tumultuous for quite some time. Many Christians have come to distrust the motivations of the mainstream media, and for good reason. The media's portrayal of Christians and their values has often been inaccurate, biased, and even hostile. This has led to a growing perception that the mainstream media is not a reliable or trustworthy source of information for Christians. One of the primary reasons Christians cannot trust the motivations of the mainstream media is the glaring lack of representation and understanding of Christian values. The media often fails to provide a balanced and accurate representation of Christian perspectives, instead opting to focus on sensationalized and polarizing stories that perpetuate negative stereotypes. This lack of representation is not only frustrating but also damaging, as it contributes to a broader cultural narrative that seeks to marginalize and discredit Christianity. Furthermore, the mainstream media's commitment to secularism and progressivism often puts it at odds with Christian values. Many media outlets have adopted the side of the liberal and secular worldview, which can lead to a dismissive and condescending attitude towards Christian beliefs and practices. This is evident in the way the media often handles stories related to Christianity, such as the coverage of abortion, same-sex marriage, and religious freedom. The media's tendency to frame these issues in a way that is hostile to Christian values has led to a perception that they are more interested in promoting a liberal agenda than in providing fair and balanced reporting. Another reason Christians cannot trust the motivations of the mainstream media is the prevalence of fake news and misinformation. In recent years, there have been numerous instances of media outlets spreading false or misleading information about Christians and their organizations. This can range from exaggerating or distorting the facts of a story to outright fabrication. The consequences of such misinformation can be severe, as it can lead to widespread misunderstanding and prejudice against Christians. The fact that many media outlets seem more interested in promoting a particular narrative than in reporting the truth has eroded trust and credibility with Christian audiences. Additionally, the mainstream media's financial and ideological ties to liberal and secular interests can also influence their reporting on Christian issues. Many media outlets rely on advertising revenue from companies and organizations that are hostile to Christian values. This can create a conflict of interest, where the media feels pressured to promote a certain agenda or ideology in order to maintain their financial backing. Furthermore, the media's reliance on liberal and secular think tanks and experts can also shape their reporting on Christian issues, often leading to a biased and one-sided perspective. The rise of social media has also played a significant role in the erosion of trust between Christians and the mainstream media. Social media platforms have given Christians a voice and a means of bypassing the mainstream media's gatekeepers. This has allowed Christians to share their own stories, perspectives, and experiences, often in direct contradiction to the narratives being promoted by the mainstream media. As a result, many Christians have turned to alternative sources of news and information, such as Christian media outlets, blogs, and social media influencers. This shift has further diminished the influence and credibility of the mainstream media in the eyes of many Christians. In conclusion, the motivations of the mainstream media are often at odds with the values and principles of Christianity. The lack of representation, commitment to secularism and progressivism, prevalence of fake news and misinformation, financial and ideological ties to liberal interests, and the rise of social media have all contributed to a growing distrust of the mainstream media among Christians. As a result, many Christians have come to view the mainstream media as an unreliable and untrustworthy source of information. Instead, they are seeking out alternative sources of news and information that share their values and perspectives and are more committed to reporting the truth in a fair and balanced manner.